Buongiorno YouTubers, it's Llewellyn, hope you're fitting well. Welcome to Llewellyn Plays. Today I'm doing 4 reviews in 20 minutes. And the games I'm reviewing, or at least having a playthrough, will be Klocki, Zenge, Hook, and delicious Mahjong Solitaire. Now, if you want to skip to any one of these videos, or at least if you want to skip to the part within this video, just click on the relevant picture that you see here. I've gone through some of the games. In fact, I've actually gone through all of the 4 games. One of them I've completed. One of them I'm fairly actively playing, and the other 2 I'm sort of just messing around with. So anyway, onwards and onwards. Our first game will be Hook. Righty hodly, and here we have Hook. The premise of Hook is extremely simple. You have to click this to reduce this to nothing, like this. There's 50 levels on this particular game. That's all you do. Click the black dot, reduce your bar all the way down. Now the first training levels are very straightforward. As you can see, nothing that can hold them back. However, you will notice that we have this one here, which we can get rid of. However, this one we can't move because it is locked in place. So we have to maneuver the lock out of the hook. The premise is very simple. However, as you do get further on within the game, it becomes very apparent that things are not quite what they're saying. It can get extremely busy, I think is the proper word. Now, in all honesty, I really do like this particular game. I mean, I bought it for peanuts along with Klocki and Zenge. So I bought a bundle of 3 games. And in all honesty, like I say, I've completed Hook already. There's 50 levels in this. And as you get through them, yes, they do get a little bit harder as you go on. But the actual premise of the game is always the same. You have to make sure you clear I suppose the sticks is probably the best way I can say this. You've got to pick up the sticks in order, a bit like pick up sticks, which is essentially what it is. And some of them, as you get further down as further up of the levels you go, the more you've got to think about it. So it is a little bit of a thinky game in some respects. See how I'm trying to make sure I get the right bloody path here. So it is a little bit of a thinky game as time goes on. Now, as you can see, one button is going to do 6 things. All gone. So every now and then you will get one like this here, whereby I have to do something. I can't move that one because that will hit that peg there. I can't press that because that will hit that peg there. So I have to get rid of that, then get rid of that, and get rid of that. There we go. So get rid of them and get rid of them. So as you can see, things are sort of steadily progressing up the scale of being a little bit more difficult than initially thought. And as you get further on, you start getting ones whereby it's remote controlled. Oh word. Okay, so I need to get rid of that. See, that particular dot will control this here and that one here. So if I get rid of them, and I can get rid of that, I can get rid of that and that, that and that. There we go. Level 18. Let's see if I can make a level 20. Here we go. We now have switches. Right. Sorry, I went quiet there for a moment. I do apologise. Now these switches, as you can see, if I hit that now, that particular junction will not only move this, it will also move this. And you can't do the 2 at once. He says, doing 2 at once. I apologise. You can do 2 at once. Even I'm learning. I've completed this already. Right, so I need to do that one there. So if I manoeuvre that out there, and I need to do that one there, that and that. Right, with about 30 seconds left remaining, hook, I think, is a lovely idea. It's a lovely concept, and I actually really do like the gameplay, and I especially adore the music in the background, like the ambient noise. You know, it's just it's something I really just daft that I actually like, and it can be quite soothing. And like I say, in the further harder levels, I mean, like you see here, we now have options where you get 3 all them there. It can be a little bit frustrating, but it is quite an achievement sometimes where you get to the end of it and go, yes, I've completed all that. At least I did. From me, this is a positive game. I really like it. Massive thumbs up. And we move on to Klocki next, I think then. And here we have Klocki. Again, Klocki is a relatively simplistic game, and all you have to do is click the tiles, like thus, to make a connection. And it has to be all lit like this, as you can see across 3 tiles. But you can only move the tiles that you click that are lit, like that. Now, on this particular game, I've completed a fair few levels. Unfortunately, I don't know how many there are in this particular game, but there does seem to be a fair few. And the levels themselves are fairly complex the further you get on. These are just the training levels, giving you the option to see what you need to, well, not giving the option, but showing you what you have to do. So, as you see here, you can see you go around corners and so on and so forth. You're working in squares and etc, etc. As you get further on, some of them you just cannot make head nor tail of, and you will have to have a good mess about trying to figure out what the hell to do. Again, I like this because of the you've got to think about this particular game again. There we go, all of them are lit. That particular puzzle is solved. That needs to go there and that there. You're pretty much guaranteed that these ones that are only half linked, I suppose is the best word, go towards the end of like an edge. Now, I will say one thing, like I say, about this particular game. It can be quite tough. In all honesty, you've got to think about things. You've got to try and figure out where things go. There we go, and how stuff links together. I mean, there's a level later on whereby it's not lines, it's shapes, and I've found it quite difficult at that particular point, going, oh my dear God, what have I got to do here? So, as you can see, it's not that complex at this moment in time. I know some people may find it a bit complex and very confusing. I can't put that there, that needs to go there, and that needs to go there. There we go. Now, as you can see, things are starting to get a little bit more shape to them, a little bit more, I don't know, awkward. Again, you can easily just move the tiles about to where you want to be. Some, as you go further down or further up, again I've done it again, further up the levels are locked and you can't move them at all. I've got sliders on the current puzzle I'm on now, along with these, and it can be very confusing. Now, as you can see on this particular square puzzle, on this cube, I can only move them on the side that are highlighted when I click a particular square. So as you can see there, I can only move that within this lot here. So look, that's pretty much a definite yes there. There we go. Let's put them there, put them there. That's going to live up there more than likely. And there we go. So yeah, you now get these as well. These are coming into play, whereby you have to separate the black squares to make white dots, and they can't live next to each other. They can live diagonally opposite, but they can't live next to each other like that, you see. So with only a few seconds remaining, Klocki, again, you get the nice sort of atmospheric music, I suppose, more background music. Ambient is the word I'm looking for there. It's a very easy, well, I find it very easy to understand this particular game. You've got to make your links, you've got to make sure the dots are separated. There's no instructions, it's literally just straight in, bosh, job's done, and you're in. And it's, as levels get on, it can be very, very complex to make your patterns or your shapes or your links that you need to do. But again, this is a brilliant game for a couple of quid for 3 games. For the 3 that I got, this is great, love it. Next. And next on the queue is Zenge. Now this again is a puzzle game as we go along, and initially, here we go, Zenge. It's a slidey puzzle game, like thus, and as you go through it all, it tells you a story, gives you a storyboard. What that story is, unfortunately, I haven't got a clue. I had a quick play and I was sort of taken with it. The artwork's really quite nice, and the way the puzzle's laid out, I mean, like this, if that's in there, I can't move it. So you've got to think again about how you want the pieces to lay. So looking at this, there's your guy, he just climbed up the ladders to the moon and potentially wants to explore. So again, you've got to make sure you get these in order, because otherwise you stuff yourself, as I've just done right there. And he's found new shapes. And those shapes have come together like a big ass Tetris block. So I have that piece that needs to go there. So I'm going to have to do that, that, that and that. Move that up there. There we go. And for some reason he's heading off into the sun. Quite literally. So that's going to have to go there. And across, across and across. The music on this is actually really quite delightful. It's actually quite nice to listen to. So obviously the blocks he held there went into that big planet, and or sun even, and now opened up like a big puzzle box of sorts. Ooh, okay. Now I can move that there. I need to get that one up there first, really, don't I? Okay, so let's move it there. And that there. I need that one in that top corner, so if I move that up there, that to there, and then I need that one in the centre bit, like thus. Don't need to move that yet. Alright, that's a bit of a crap thing, wasn't it? Wasn't too keen on that, like. That actually tells you where the parts are meant to be. Right, I'm going to have to think about this last bit a little bit. That needs to go up first. Like thus. There we go. Puzzle completed. And he's took a swan dive. Oh, okay. So that can live there. So that lives there. That obviously doesn't live there because these are the wrong ones. Okay, so actually, so that means I've got to get that all the way around there. There we go. Oh my word. I have no idea. So this is another variant. That's to live down there. Well, I didn't expect that. I was expecting it to be the other way around. Put the symbols together. Obviously this works both ways. And why wouldn't it? Aha. Interesting. Right. Zenge is a very bizarre little game so far. And do you know what? I'm actually starting to enjoy this a bit. So I'll have to move down there. See? Oh, he's met somebody who's on fire. Oh, that's nice. Oh. In fact, no, they're following him. I've just realised we've seen his footprints. See me, dear me. Music-wise is actually not bad at all. Artwork-wise, minimalistic, but very nice still. And again, tells a story. And obviously, as you go through, I'm working on the premise that the levels are going to get harder. This one's a fair, decent thumbs up. Not as much as the other two, unfortunately, but still a decent thumbs up. So, last but not least, we have Delicious. And on with Delicious Pretty Girls Mahjong Solitaire. It's full of fluff and candy and anime girls. And it's very, I think the word ecchi is the word you would need to look for here. Now, I have played this, I will admit, quite substantially. And as you can see, that's pretty much about as much as what you end up with, is a scantily clad anime girl of sorts. You know, towels, nurse, what have you. That's what I'm currently on with now. And you can zoom out. Oh, she's all timid and shit. Tell you what, that's how I was going to say let's have a play with Belle then for a minute, but that sounded very wrong. Right, in fact, let's go for stage 1 for Rui, if I've pronounced the name right. And the premise of Mahjong, if you've never played it beforehand, is as long as there is one side free or one side available to on the side of the tile, you can clear it clean. You can clear it down. Bosh. 23 seconds. Right, all I'm trying to get through is to the 3rd level. Now I'll play on this one purely because there is no availability to do a shuffle of your tiles. A lot of people do play with it, with a shuffle. The only thing that's a little bit annoying, apart from the bring every time you get a match, is the voice of the girl. I would love to know what they're saying, in all honesty. But seeing as though I don't speak Japanese. Not bad, 34 seconds. Final round. This is one where the outfits change. And these tend to be a little bit sort of more difficult, I think is the word I'm looking for. Or just to be a little bit more, I can't use that one. See? Tiles blocked. If I can find that one there, which is there. Right, as you can see, she now has this lovely band around her neck, which means that her outfit is changing because I'm now winning the game. He says as he goes, "Oh, where's that bloody tile?" That's right. That one's there. That one's there. No, that one's there. That's blank tile. There we go. That one. That one. That one. Bosh. Oh. Job done. In less than a minute for that particular one there. Now, that's pretty much it. Now, as you've already seen, you get various stages. I've already cleared, how many is that? 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm on my 13th stage there. And each girl, I mean, I've got 3 stages there, 4 there, 3, 4. Don't know about those 2, because I've got a feeling that those will become available after I've completed 30, if that's a name. It's very colourful and sort of very pretty, I suppose. And you have the winter mode. Why? I have no idea, but hey-ho. Your dressing room gives you the opportunity, as you've seen before already, to look at each of the girls, I suppose, in their outfits, and they're all seem to be sort of, I don't know. You know, that's... whatever, pet. So, yeah, I mean, it's nice and airy and very bright, and gameplay-wise is very straightforward and very simple, and the last level has that at the side whereby it just sort of, it's a little bit off-putting a little bit, and the way they go, and all that kind of crap, and the yabber on. It can be a little bit distracting from time to time, but apart from that, I like this game. It's not me being a pervert much, you know, but hey, there we go. Gameplay wise, dead simple. If you know what Mahjong Solitaire is, dead simple. I have yet to master proper Mahjong though. Anyway, on this particular one for Llewellyn Plays, 4 in 20 minutes. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedules to watch this small video. Please like and subscribe. This is Llew signing out. Peace, y'all.